I'm here. And welcome back to another episode of Guard Up Podcast. I am your host, Josh, and with here, same as always, Ezel. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's your boy Easy, man. How's everybody doing today? How you doing today, Josh?
I'm straight, man. The Heat are playing a little bit better. I can't complain about that. I'm trying to get this podcast, our whole banner going on in the background, so people can see. If they ever get the little itch or whatever, subscribe, they can go ahead and just get it done here. Oh, I'm going to get it. I'm going to find it. Hold on. But anyways, go ahead. You want to just break down what you've seen from the Heat while I look for this? And just in the recent week.
Yeah, so I think we can just go back towards the game on, what was it? Today's Monday. So Saturday. Yeah, Saturday was a real good game, man. I was kind of, a little disappointed towards around the third, going into the fourth quarter, that we let go of such a firm lead that we had. But it was encouraging to see, the team playing unison for about 70-80% of the game before they started to let that big lead go. We got up as much as 26 points. I believe the Celtics brought it all the way down to about 5-6 towards the third, fourth quarter. And then we started putting our foots back on the gas a little bit. But yeah, it was encouraging to see Tyler Hero play good early. It was encouraging to see Jimmy Butler be efficient. It was encouraging to see Bam Adebayo play really well. And just the team as a whole, Trevor Ariza played really well. I think he had somewhere around 17 or 19 points that game. He hit a couple threes down, played very good defense. And that collectively as a unit, it just seemed like we were locked in majority of the time now. If we could just kind of keep that switch on for the full 48 minutes, I think we'll be doing really well. But, it was a lot of positive signs from that game. But one thing I did notice, kind of similar to like last year, it seems like towards after the trade deadline last year, towards the end of the season, going into the bubble in the same way this year, going into the either the play-in or the postseason, it seems like we're starting to hit on all cylinders, where our team is starting to really play as a team. We're starting to get as healthy as we've been all season. So that's encouraging. So, yeah, I like what I'm seeing so far, but there's most definitely room for improvement, room to kind of sharpen our, get a little bit sharper on offense and defense. But collectively, I think I like the direction that we're going.
Over the last 12 games, Miami's been 9-3, right? Have real good, Miami is a way of, when a lot is on the line, they play really good, or they at least play, at max, with a higher level of effort, because they want it bad. So when it comes at the end of the season, we're in a real tight spot here. Because we just beat the Celtics, we're sitting in that was the best possible scenario, us winning. Jaylen Brown being hurt, it's an unfortunate deal, but it made things a lot easier for us. Now, although most of the game Miami did fairly well, even Bam Adebayo pointed out to it that they have a problem with handling the lead and keeping it there and not letting other teams come back, because let's be honest, Boston made a fiery comeback and almost took it. So, with that being said, I think they know that, they have some issues as far as maintaining that level of play when it comes down to the end in crunch time, or at least maintaining that lead, really, because, they get comfortable. I think that's something that Jimmy Butler has also touched on, when he hopes that, he's been on this thing where he's hoped that they will end up playing better. And it looks like they might have turned a little bit of a corner here. Again, like they won 9 of the last 12, just to repeat that again. And they, again, now they just beat the Celtics, which puts them in, I believe it's the 6th spot now. So they're sitting there. They're comfortable. Again, the season's not over, but that has pushed Boston back. So now Boston is 2 games behind them and most likely going for the play-in tournament. So again, that's a great, a survival move pretty much by Miami to keep themselves above water. Again, but everybody's still thinking, all right, well, they get through. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Let's have the real conversation here. Right, they get through. All right, who do we play? It's probably going to be between Milwaukee. It's probably going to be between Brooklyn, and then there's another one. I saw it was Brooklyn,
New York.
Milwaukee. Not the Knicks. That's a good one, but no. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm blacking out right now on it. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. Wow, I can't. You hear the cat in the background? Yo,
He needs some milk.
It's not my cat. That's my roommate's cat. That's why I'm not tending to that. Yo, what was it? Oh my gosh, I'm so mad. Hold on, now
what are you talking about? Are you talking about the
who
will play in the first round?
Yeah, like the top 3 teams in the East. It's the Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and Philadelphia.
Thank you. That's what I need to know. All right,
that's all. Okay, man. Play in the first round, man.
No, I mean that's a possibility. We can end up playing either one of them. Yeah,
we could. But I'm hoping we get a little bit close to that 5th spot, so we need to play Atlanta or New York in the first round.
We got it. That's hoping that they continue this style of play until the end of the season, which is fine. But are they really going to be again? Okay, so look at it like this: Jimmy Butler's been, COVID injuries, right? Take it all off the table, right?
Right.
Goran Dragic has not been the same. Let's call it is what it is. Tyler Hero's efficiency has been up and down. It is what it is. All right, we got all these older guys who can't keep bringing it every night. It is what it is. Bam Adebayo, yeah, all right, cool. Duncan Robinson, okay, cool. Jimmy Butler, but again, I don't want to be counting on Jimmy Butler for points. I want to count on Jimmy Butler to hold it down on the defensive end, and I want to count on Jimmy Butler to facilitate the ball and score when needed. And if I need him to take over the game, then do so. But I'm not counting on Jimmy Butler to consistently drop points. I know we're missing Oladipo.
Right.
I know we're missing players. Kendrick Nunn, he had a pretty good night the other night. But I don't know. I don't see. I just think that Miami is on the verge of losing steam. Like, I think the Oladipo moves was like not really a Hail Mary, but I don't
think anybody's talking about that thing anymore. I think pretty much we're in a situation where it really is what it is. I think we're just gonna have to hold our head on defense like we should tend to do, and what we try and pride ourselves on, because offense will be what it is. We're not going to be the best offensive team and trying to run teams out the gym with our scoring or anything like that. We're going to have to lay it all on defense and make that be the focal point of our game plan. So, one thing I actually am really pleased to see the production from Dwayne Dedman. I don't know if you've been focusing on him, but
I was going to point that out. They've been.
I love him. I've watched him for quite a few years in the league, and from afar, obviously not watching every single game he plays. It always seemed like he's a very good role player, but I didn't see him fitting in as good as he has. I thought he'd be solid, but he's been phenomenal, man.
I think
Dwayne Dedman has been phenomenal.
I think he's a very. He's mounted up to be I guess he's proven to me. Now, because again, he was on the Spurs, I didn't pay attention to him too much. He went to Atlanta, I still didn't pay attention to him too much. So here's my deal. I think that he's shown at least Miami fans that he's a solid backup big man. The reason why he's fitting in so well and he's actually, pressing Precious for minutes is that he's a high motor guy. He's a bigger high motor guy, and he's a vet too.
He's a veteran, knows the game.
Knows the game. So he's obviously going to come out there and contribute, especially the way his style of play is the prototypical Miami center. Miami doesn't have.
He's excelling in his role, man.
Yeah, Miami doesn't have centers like Bam. Bam was like a once in a lifetime kind of deal. So they kind of just went, and you got to take that and just make it work. So I think, listen, man, I think they'll make a solid push in the playoffs. Go for round 1 or 2 if we get a good matchup in the first round. We can go to the second. It's looking real slim after that. These boys can do it, though. I mean, we've seen crazier stuff happen. They beat Milwaukee, so I'm not saying it's not possible. But, again, it is an uphill climb. I think that, the battle starts with not falling into the play-in tournament. I feel like
I got a question. I don't know if you have the standings up right now, but say we're in 6th right now, right?
Yeah. Tied. No, actually, hold on. I think we're tied with Atlanta. Hold on.
We're tied for 5th.
Yeah.
But I believe we're technically currently in 6th though.
I mean, yeah, for the sake of the rankings, yeah.
But for this argument, I asked you, just put us in the 5 seed for right now, right? Say we get past the first round. Who do we be matched up against in that second round, as it looks like right now? I don't know if you have the standings up.
So you're saying if we go to 5?
Because I'm confident. I feel like we can get to that fifth spot. I'm not guaranteeing the fourth, but I don't really care about fourth either because I believe
if we go to fifth, it's spot, probably going to be the Bucks or New York if it stays the way it is.
Nah, man. I don't think the Bucks going to slip that far. I think we're either going to play New York or Atlanta.
The Bucks are 3 right now.
Right. But if we get to fifth or fourth, we'll be playing either 4 or 5, which will either be
the Knicks,
New York or Atlanta.
The Knicks are sitting at 4 though.
Yeah. So, long story short, I'm just hoping we get either New York or Atlanta first round. I feel like that'll be ideal. Whoever we beat, who's it looking like we will be playing in that second round if we ended up with fifth?
Let me see, because I mean the way it's looking now in the second round, they'd probably go against Philly. If they stay number 1 now, Philly would then play these guys down here, and then if they beat that, that's then go to. Honestly, I'm just kind of
because we ain't got to beat Milwaukee, Philly, and we don't have to beat Milwaukee, Philly, and
it's gonna get a lot. It'll get a lot harder, I'll tell you that. Because all right, so 7 would probably go against here, probably go against here, 1, 2. Oh yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what. The Celtics are not. No, they're not going. Hornets, they're not. Yeah, it's gonna get real. Yeah, the way it really is looking like, if we do happen to beat per se New York, maybe Atlanta. If we do beat one of those guys, we're looking at one of the Giants after that.
Okay. And do you feel like either Milwaukee, like in the playoffs, do you feel like Milwaukee or Philly has a legit chance to beat Brooklyn? Because I'm guessing you would think Brooklyn would be the biggest threat to us, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Look, as talented as Brooklyn is, as good as they are, they don't have. Like, there's one thing they don't have, or not. There's a couple things they don't have. One is camaraderie. Like, right. Yeah, they're talented. Yeah, they probably play pickup with each other time after time after time. It's not like playing in an NBA playoff game. Like, that trio hasn't been together in a playoff game where they know who should get. They're all ball hungry players. Now, I'm sure obviously they made it work this year, of course, but Kyrie has played with LeBron, and you see how he wanted the ball more over there. Kevin Durant had a problem with Westbrook because he wanted the ball more over there, and then he left over from Golden State because he thought he should be more over there. And then James Harden, same thing. He brought him Chris Paul. It wasn't working there, and then they weren't treating him like he felt he should be he should be treated. So he left. So you have a bunch of guys that left situations to go play with their friends, and now they have a coach who's, I mean, Steve Nash is a great point guard, but there's one, like, coaching 3 dominant athletes who are all pretty much going to the Hall of Fame at some point. Like, right. That's hard to man. Like, first of all, you could, like, I mean, let's be real. Like, yeah, there's probably respect for Steve Nash because he's himself is a Hall of Fame type point guard.
I know where you're going with this too. Go ahead.
But I mean, like, let's be real. Like, do you really think that they are listening? Like, I mean, they're listening and probably taking into account certain things because, like, again, he's the respected guy, but he's a first-year head coach. Unless there's something we don't know, unless he's been practicing, working under guys forever, been in the system, whatever, something we don't know.
Right? Yeah, I don't really see Steve Nash like in these players' faces, like, you know, especially is big. I'm not saying these guys are egotistical or anything, but I feel like, you know, their stature and their status may be a little bit bigger than, you know, being demeaned, not even demeaned, but being yelled at by a first-year coach, no matter who it is. I think they have respect. I think they have respect for Steve Nash to an extent. You know, I feel like they respect him as a player. They respect him as the basketball mind, but at the same time, you know, I think they were very more than comfortable with having him as a coach, as opposed to maybe somebody else that might have been a little bit more strict on certain things. Might let a little bit more things fly. You know, I don't think. Well, let's get one thing clear. Let's take James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. And the fact that they've only played 7 total games this entire, I think about 7 games as a trio together.
That's not gonna work in the playoffs.
I'm saying take somebody like Pat Riley. That would never fly.
That would never fly.
That would never fly. The only time
Kyrie took off so many days. I get it. I know you got family stuff, and that's cool. You take care of that by all means. But like that's a lot of days he took off.
That's a lot of days, man.
Yeah, like that would never fly in Miami. That would never fly in LA. That would never fly at Boston. I can name so many franchises that would never fly.
It would never happen. It would never happen. So
never.
I wonder what this Brooklyn team, granted, their talent, offensive talent supersedes pretty much any team dang near we've seen in a very long time.
Right,
but I wonder in the playoff setting when they start to get a little bit of adversity, when times start to get a little tough, when the defense isn't as solid as maybe it should be or what they would hope to be in the playoffs, can they bounce back from that? Let's see, let's say they go down 2-1, in the series, or go down 3-2. Can they handle that adversity? And that New York scrutiny, if they fail, man, oh my God, New York, they're gonna get destroyed, man.
That will be the end of. First of all, that'll be the end of. Oh man, that'll definitely be the end of Durant talk, for sure. That'll be. I mean, James Harden. It's because he doesn't have a ring. It's the only reason. If James Harden had a ring, whatever he did today, it doesn't even matter.
Right.
But Kyrie already got the ring. He proved it. It is what it is with him. It's fine. Like at this point, whatever. But that's not gonna sit well with anyone. Here's my thing, man. I feel like going back to Miami, right? Just kind of bringing this whole thing back together. I feel like we've been here before. Like, do you really want to be in this middle ground where, all right, we're in the playoffs, but we're not going far? Like, the bubble was nice and all, but I actually don't really like the fact that we went so far. Because, one, now it's harder to see, like, our draft capital was so low. Now our assets were so low because of that. Like, yeah, we got a great player, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we're just missing some I feel like we're just missing some talent life. Like, I feel like we're so close. I just feel like we're close to fizzing out because we're depending on our young guys. Like, our young guys are not, like, understand, like, the first round picks come and they take over, or they get beat up by the veteran on the team and then they take over the next year, or there's something, right? Mind you, I'm not tripping about Tyler Hero and all that. Like, I get it. It's still early. It's kind of weird. We're in this new process here. I'll give Tyler Hero about a year or two before I start. And again, like, in a year or two, it'll be contract time either way. So we'll get to that point when we get to that point. But I'm talking.
He's gonna get a shot. He's most definitely gonna get a shot. So
he's gonna get his shots. He's gonna get his shots. But when it comes time to put pen to paper, we'll see if it's really worth it. I think it. Look, I'm optimistic. I think he could. But again, like, it's not showing right now. It's just too inconsistent. But I do think at the point, I've been saying this forever. I think at the point guard, either there's two positions we need to address, and then you can fill the rest of the gaps however you want to fill it. We need a point guard that we are going to trust the entire game. And if he needs a break, we can throw someone else in there. Someone else we trust. Like, if you know what I'm fine with? I'm fine with, if you want to get rid of none, that's fine. If you want to get rid of all that, that's fine. Any point guard, get rid of him, fine. Let Goran Dragic be a backup point guard. We'll restructure his deal. He likes Miami. He'll stay here. He'll most likely do it if he wants to keep playing. I would work that out. And I would go get you a point guard. No one injured. I don't know how you're going to get it done. Get like a top 10 pick. Go get a guard that is going to change your offense and defense. You need someone who's going to play on both sides of the ball and change that pace. I don't care if you go get a free agency. I don't care if you draft him. You just need someone that's going to lock up on both sides, that's going to play on both sides of the ball and be a constant threat. Now, again, Oladipo was the thought that would be what we needed or was missing. And again, there's no guarantee of what's going to happen. They've been very quiet about that. So
Has there been any update on his status on his health?
Not at all. So he's not coming back. I'll tell you that. And they've been quiet about that. I'll tell you something about Miami management. They're very good about keeping secrets in.
The Pat Riley way.
Nothing's getting out. I don't know. I think if there was a time, I just feel like if there was a timeline, if there was a legitimate chance for Victor Oladipo to come back, I think we would have found out by now. Because by the time, like, mind you, right, this is the last 12 games, but there was a time before those 12 games where it wasn't looking so good. And it was a consistent not looking so good. So, with Victor Oladipo, the question was, is he coming back at all anytime soon to help? And they wouldn't say anything. We don't know. Again, that's the political play. That's what you're supposed to do. But when it really started to get bad, like it looked like we were gonna be 7th, 8th, fighting in that playing spot. Because again, we're still neck above water. We're not anywhere. Like we're still right there. We have to keep winning. So. All right, cool. Let's say because again, remember, it didn't used to be this grueling. Like every part of the season matters now. The beginning, the middle, the end, the playoffs, the beginning of the playoffs, the middle of the playoffs, the end of the that is a lot. And mind you, they didn't have a long off season after the bubble.
They didn't have any off season.
They didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, like this is
you got a week to go see your family. Then it was training camp.
It was right back, And the worst part of all of that, bro, like you can try. Luka said it. I think it was, and I get why they're frustrated because my view on the plan. I hate I don't like it. I don't like it because it's so dumb. Like imagine again, I say this all the time. You can work so hard. You could bust your behind, have 10, 20, or like I'm not 20, but 10, all these injuries hit you and your team, and now you guys can't do anything, and you guys can't win the last 3 games because 2 guys got ankle sprains, and now you guys are out of the playoffs.
Seen a post on social media the other day that was really funny and interesting and true. It literally was saying between the Celtics, Heat, Lakers, and the Denver Nuggets, these are the 4 teams that had the most injuries or contact tracing and dealt with the most nonsense this year with players being out. And the person said, do you know all 4 of those teams had in common? Going the longest in the playoff run and not having having the shortest off season. Yeah. So those teams are pretty much, obviously you've seen what happened with Jaylen Brown, you've seen what happened with Jamal Murray, LeBron, AD.
The Heat players are feeling it too. Jimmy's feeling it.
He's been banged up. Everybody, all these teams that went the furthest in the playoffs have been banged up all year.
So, if I'm management, and I know this, how strict are you on them this year? Like I know you got some guys that, we have some decisions to make coming up. How strict, again, this is a business. It is what it is. Things got to happen. What the hell was that? That was weird. Things got to happen. It's a business. So, do you go with if guys, don't really produce, because you have guys that are falling behind on the age side of things. You have some older guys on there. You have people that you need to take care of that you may not want to invest in. I mean, just how much further do we go before we're like, all right, look, we may need to kind of rip some pieces up to go get some capital, so we can put a team together. Because I feel like like Pat Riley doesn't believe in A, B, and C, and he can do this and that, and he's done all this magic with the finances before, but I feel like how much longer can you keep doing? Again, this Pat Riley, like he can, if there's a will, there's a way. He's done it before. But just to think about it, like, like how far down the line are we gonna keep going to where we're like the last year that we had to finesse the finances? Now we're dealing with those same problems, and then we just keep kicking the can down the road. Like it's next year we'll deal with this year's financial issues. You know,
I think we're getting to that point, man. I think I'm not guaranteeing it'll happen this offseason, but I feel like, I think Pat, Mickey, and everybody's going to really buckle down, not only on finances, but, not wasting time in areas that can't help us moving forward. I feel like the experimental phase is starting to come to a close. I think they're going to make they're going to make some tough decisions. But ultimately, I'm pretty confident that'll be for the betterment of the team going forward.
I'm over. You know what my real harsh reality with the team is right now? I'll pull
what is it?
In these last couple minutes of this episode here, I'm going to go through the Heat roster and tell you exactly what I do with them. Hold on, let me go ahead and pull up their contracts and tell you exactly.
If any players ever see this, all Josh's opinions are his own.
Yeah, he's
he thinks he is an independent thinker.
I am an independent thinker. All right, dude, let's just switch up. All right. Okay. This is what's going on here. Okay. Where's the cap? Where's projected? Okay. Salary, no, that's not the 90 salary cap. Okay, this thing did not make this easy for me to. Oh boy, give me a couple of seconds to break this down. Okay, team totals guaranteed 300.
Ain't nothing easy, Josh. You better guard up.
You're hilarious, Robert. So we're dishing out 130. Wow. Yeah, we're dishing out cash, bro. Oh, all right. So 2021, we're dishing out 133 million right now, right? But Jimmy's got the most at 34. Victor's got 21. We're not paying for all of that, obviously, but this is just what's on the books here.
What about Bam? Bam's new contract hasn't factored in yet.
That is, no, that's going. That's going far. That's going all the way into 2026. He's got 5 right now. It doesn't kick in until next season. Oh wait,
okay.
Yeah, it kicks in next season. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of these guys are on. You got a lot of these guys on cheap contracts here. Where it's being eaten up is your veterans here. All right, so but here's where it starts to get hard. You got Goran Dragic, who is 35. Guess how much he's set to make next year?
18 million.
19. Keeping it real, that's hard. That's a hard one. That's
how much would you cut it down?
A lot. A lot. like a lot more than that. Oh man.
Hey man, I would hate. Thank God I never made it, because I would hate people like us, man. If I'm making 19 million and somebody on the podcast talking about, man, this man deserves 2 million. Hey, what the kids say nowadays? Hey man, spin the block, drop the location.
Yo, chill out.
If you feel that,
right?
If you feel that way, Josh.
Yo. Nah, but
hey,
I mean, like,
Josh says you deserve 7 million, not 19.
Dog, no way. Not if this team keeps playing this way. No, sir. Bro, are you kidding? Bro, I mean, but think about it. Like, you're building a team. Okay, you only have so much money. You're building a team here. You're going to trust 19 million in your cap to a guy who's 35. I mean, you got like 35. He's hurt. I get it. The season ended, real short. They didn't have a lot of rest. It is what it is. Like, I'm no problem with you staying on the team. Just not for that much. Just not for that much. That's a lot. That is like that's like your number 1-2 guy money. Right? Like, Victor Oladipo's got 20. I mean, like, yo, are we gonna pick that up? Well, are we? I'm not. No, I'm not putting the next 2 years of our books on a guy.
No.
Who's injury prone. Like, Vic's so good, but we're not keeping him at that price. Again, we talked about it before. Restructure the deal. That's what we feel. We don't say kick him off a team. We say you should restructure the deal. Same deal with Goran. Restructure the deal. These guys are making too much money to be playing like this. So let's not kick him out. Restructure the deal. Let's go get some guys. Let's go get some young talent.
I like Victor, but respectfully, Victor wasn't going to put us over the hump anyway.
He wasn't either. I mean, well, he would have. If
he made us very solid, but it wouldn't have been enough.
If he would have came to form, he would have made it very attractive for the guy that we do need. That's what he would have done. He would have made it so attractive for the guy that we actually need. But that didn't happen. So unfortunately, we keep it pushing. Yeah, I don't know. Trevor Ariza, $12 million. I'm not paying him $12 million a year. Not doing it. Andre Iguodala, $15. Not doing it. That's not bad. No.
We know why they did it, though. We understand why.
Of course, like there's reasons for everything. It's just kind of hard, man, because like you got like the Heat goes for a certain type of player. But before we go on and on about this roster, we can maybe touch this on another day here. Overall, man, right now the Heat. Speaking on the roster, I feel like we're heading to rebuild soon. If depending on what happens this offseason, it's critical.
Do you mean a rebuild or retool, man?
I don't know.
Rebuild is real.
Well, not a rebuild, maybe a retool. Yeah, retool definitely. Yeah, that's probably the word. Retool, because you have your blocks, right? But Bam is your own real block. Duncan is proving to be more of a block. Tyler again with more of it. Again, Duncan took time too.
Duncan's going to get a lot of offers this offseason.
He's gonna. Oh my God! Lock him up. They're gonna lock Duncan.
People saying some teams might throw a good 20 mil at him.
20 mil. He's gonna get locked up. He's one of the premier shooters in the league now. He's gonna get locked up. But it took a couple years, so
it didn't take that long.
It took what, 2 years, two and a half?
Yeah, that's not coming from
to get where we
are
to
Michigan to where he's at.
That's
breaking NBA records in this amount of time.
Yeah, Duncan's a difference too. Yeah, you're right. Duncan is a difference.
I honestly didn't even see him play until like D-Wade's last game.
Really?
He was just like
before that.
And then the following season, when Tyler came in the G League, he played really well, and then he was a starter, and then from there. But
if Hero, I think it's disrespectful to do that to Hero now.
What?
Drop him to the G League for a couple days.
Man, stop! You gotta stop playing.
Yo, that's so disrespectful if they did that to Tyler Hero.
Nah, man.
But anyways,
G League player.
I gotta wrap this up. So overall, Miami Heat head above water barely. All right, got to keep going. Who do we have next?
Celtics.
So we got to keep playing. We got to play Celtics again, right?
We on that JV pat.
All right, so you ain't have to do that. You ain't have to do that. Anyways, while we're still serious here, we're tied with Atlanta. All right, we got to keep winning. We're a very tight rope here. Any type of loss could end us up, or could have us ending up in the play-in tournament, where we are fighting for our lives at that point. So, trying to get in the playoffs here. Overall, I think Miami, they can get it done. Now the real question is, how far in the playoffs are we actually going to go? Can't answer that now, but we will have answers soon. So until then, peace.